Hello guys, welcome to your channel InfiniTech. In this video, we have the Xiaomi 13T Pro review. Let's go. The Xiaomi 13T Pro is a bit less expensive than Xiaomi's top flagships, but it still brings a full suite of premium features with both the Xiaomi 13T and 13T Pro. A major focus is the cameras, which have been developed in partnership with Leica, but compared to the other model, the Pro brings a top-tier chipset, 120-watt charging, 8K video capture, and Wi-Fi i7 connectivity. When it comes to looks, what grabs the eye is the huge square camera bump. With Leica branding, you have the choice of either a glass or eco leather back, and our Pro model is in the blue leather. The back curves slightly into a plastic frame which has a brushed finish that imitates metal. The phone feels grippy and sturdy as well. One nice inclusion is that the Xiaomi 13T and 13T Pro have IP68. Rated dust and water resistance. A first for the T series, the display of the phone is quite premium. It's a 6.67 in OLED with a 1220p resolution, Gorilla Glass 5 protection, and a 144Hz refresh rate. At 446 ppi, this panel is quite sharp. There are plenty of options when it comes to the colors, and they can be very accurate, and you also get goodies like 12-bit color depth and support for HDR10+ video and Dolby Vision. The brightness is also great. The Xiaomi 13T Pro achieved a maximum of nearly 500 nits when controlled with a manual slider, and this was able to boost up to 1100 nits in auto mode. Let's talk about the phone's high refresh rate. 144Hz is meant to provide even more smoothness on top of a 120Hz panel, but we only see this display going to 144 within certain apps or games. On the home screen, it would stick to 120, and when idling, we see it drop down to 60 Hz to save energy. You can unlock the Xiaomi 13T Pro using the under-display fingerprint scanner. It's quite fast and reliable. And the phone can come with 256 or 512 gigs or a whole terabyte of storage. That's not expandable through microSD. The interface of the Xiaomi 13T Pro is a global version of MIUI 14. On top of Android 13 in almost every way, it's the same as what we have seen on recent Xiaomi phones, but it's worth mentioning that Xiaomi promises 4 years of major Android updates and 5 years of security patches for the 13T series. The Xiaomi 13T Pro might bring a Mediatek chipset, but it's not a setup means for a mid-ranger. This is the best Mediatek chipset on the market, the Dimensity 9200 Plus, and it's full on flagship silicon. It supports advanced memory tech like UFS 4 and LPDDR5X RAM, and it offers raw performance that's a close match to the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 you would find in other Android flagships. And if you are thinking to compare the Xiaomi 13T Pro to the regular Xiaomi 13T, the Pro is able to provide about double the scores in graphics tests. The phone's performance is quite stable too during prolonged tests. The Xiaomi 13T Pro has a pair of stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support. They have good loudness, and the sound quality is also good, with nice vocals and some bass you can hear for yourself. The 13T Pro displayed little thermal throttling, and the phone never got hot. Powering the phone is a 5000 mAh battery, and the battery life here is good, with an endurance rating of 102 hours in a priority test. It's not outstanding, but it's still an improvement over last year's model. Charging speed, on the other hand, is exceptional, thanks to the bundled 120-watt gallium nitride charger. With it, we were able to top up the Xiaomi 13T Pro from 0 to 68% in 15 minutes. A full charge took 26 minutes. Now let's talk about the cameras. There is a 50-megapixel main cam, a 50-megapixel 2x telephoto cam, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide cam. The camera is used like a color science, and you will be shooting using the Leica Vibrant Color mode by default, but you can also shoot in Leica Authentic for more toned-down colors and more contrasty output. In low light, the main cam's default photos are excellent. They are rich in detail with no noise, great color saturation, and wide dynamic range. The 4K videos from the main cam are excellent. The footage here looks well developed, and there's plenty of detail overall. You get low noise and realistic colors and exposure, and there is plenty of contrast yet wide dynamic range. There is always on stabilization across the board, and it does a great job in smoothing things out. The main cam's video quality is also very good than low light. The footage is rich in detail, with low noise and lively color. The telephoto cam can capture good 4K videos with enough detailed realistic colors and wide dynamic range. The ultra-wide camera saves 12 megapixel megapixel photos, and they have low noise, likable colors, and good dynamic range. The phone's auto night mode always engaged. The results are good with a bright exposure, wide dynamic range, saturated colors, and enough detail. The 4K videos from the ultra-wide camera are very good as well. We have selfies from the 20 megapixel front-facing camera. The photos come out at 20 megapixel, and the performance here is poor compared to the other cameras. So there you have it, the Xiaomi 13T Pro. It brings some nice upgrades over the previous model, like the IP68 red build, like cameras and better battery life, and then the list of premium features keeps going with the top-tier chipset, premium OLED display, Dolby Atmos speakers, and super fast charging. And we had a review of Xiaomi 14 and 14 Pro in this video on the screen, so be sure to watch this and don't forget to subscribe.